Welcome back, everybody. We're doing a part 2 of the best of 2025.
I know, it feels like we're so far into 2026 already, but like...
I know. Can you believe it's almost the end of January?
Almost the end of Jan. And when you're watching this, it'll definitely be February.
Yeah, it'll be February. But there was so many great episodes. We couldn't fit them all in the first part. So we're like, let's make it into 2 different episodes. All of our guests deserve the attention, the time, the shout outs, because we had some amazing guests in the last half of 2025.
Beautiful year.
Yeah, starting with, we left off last episode with Elizabeth Kurtz-Isbell, Naples Design District.
Art, dye, and shop design.
That's right. And then we
Shine,
had Robert DeLella on from Roberts of Philadelphia. He was so cool. He had such a grounding energy. And I think I shared this on that episode that I thought that was growing up. I thought that was like a chain franchise hair salon across the country.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, it's just here.
It's just here. I mean, I feel like that happens often, though. Like, you're like, oh, that totally is like the biggest deal in Naples. And it's probably the biggest deal in the whole world. But
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
He was so great. He has a podcast of his own. That's awesome.
Spotlight on good people. Shout out.
Shout out. And it was the first, well, we'd had some other guests bring in, a gift or a thank you type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Robert gave a gift that made my jaw hit the floor, and we have the photo to prove
I have the
it.
photo. I'll put it up right here. Yeah.
He gifted us so many great things. He gifted like shampoo, conditioner, a detangler that's amazing. He gave me a gift card. He was just so gracious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And honestly, like, that was one for me at the time, not being in front of the camera, but behind the camera. Like, I had no clue who he was, and immediately felt the warmth of him in the room.
I just thought it was so funny that he's like doesn't have hair.
Yeah.
But like has an amazing.
Yeah. Speaking of,
yeah,
we have a clip. Yeah. Amazing. Like, what is 3 locations, right?
3 locations, and they've been around for so long. And it was his dad's, and then he took over, and it's just.
Right. Yeah. Here's our hooks clip from that. And speaking of the no hair, we touch on that a little bit in the hooks. Take a listen for this.
So, I mean, having a father that's a hairdresser, you always got teased and kidded in school, like, was your father gay?
Yeah. And what are you, bald? It's like,
yeah, it's a bald and on top of that. Right?
Today we're joined with Robert DeLella, who is the owner of Robert of Philadelphia hair salons down here in Southwest Florida.
What can you gossip about? Come on, give it to us. No.
I mean, in the salon, you probably get
there's all kinds of good stuff.
You guys should make a
But
show.
I'm the last
in
to
the
know,
salon.
though.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the last one. I'm like, she's pregnant? I didn't know that. I worked on the back end trying to do what I could to make it a more respectable business to be in, because it usually was a type of business that people went into when they couldn't get into college. Like,
sounds like real estate.
Yeah.
No one ever sets out to, hey, I'm going to go sell houses. No, they just fall into it.
Yeah, that's what this business was.
It's a gift,
for a lot of
really.
people.
It helps when you're sitting in a chair getting your hair done and you like the person who's doing your hair.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes I'm sitting in the chair for 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, you're there.
And I'm chatting with them, and they hear my problems, I hear their. It's just this whole. I mean, you guys don't get it.
No.
But
What's the name of
2
your
bald
podcast?
guys.
Yeah.
The Spotlight on Good People.
The Spotlight on Good People.
Yeah, so it's literally just.
So there's not many guests.
It's a short list.
School is fine; it gets you the license, but that's about it. School doesn't teach them how to really do hair or be great at hair. It just
Or to actually be personable.
right. It doesn't teach any of that, right? The parents do that, and then we got to work on that a little bit too.
Right. So, I mean, just so many good moments from that episode. But one thing that stuck out to me that I guess wasn't super in that clip was how well he has staffed his 3 locations with people that care.
Yeah.
And like that sticks out a lot from a business owner perspective of like, wow, you can get people in there that are just gonna, move it along. Like, let's get to the next person. But people that make you feel comfortable in the chair, it's huge.
That have stayed in the same hair salon. I mean, essentially a lot of these hairstylists are freelance people, but that salon has had some of the same hairdressers for 20, 30 years.
Decades, yeah.
Which is just so cool. I think it keeps, again, the charm of the area, familiar face. Yeah, shout out to Rob. That was an awesome Hot Tub Rob.
Don't
Go
forget.
check out that episode to hear so many of our laughs. And Lance has a Philadelphia association too, so they had some inside jokes, some places to eat and stuff. So go check that out. And then we had Deb Orton, who friends of Bert. who you connected us with because you had met Deb.
Mm-hmm.
How did you meet Deb again?
So my parents are real connected with the BERT project. And if you don't know, go check out that episode. BERT basically is a nonprofit that is formed to create a rail to trail throughout Southwest Florida, from all the way from North Naples to the Estero region, almost to Fort Myers, not quite to Fort Myers. Depends on how much of the corridor they can purchase. And right now we're very close to the date in which they need to come up with the funds to purchase this corridor. It likely, I'm of the camp that it's going to happen, but it will likely not be done until close to 2030.
Yeah.
So this is a long time coming, but Deb is the one who is spearheading this whole thing that kind of rallied the troops to get this going. She's the president of BERT. And so I had gone to various meetings with my parents or, kind of taken in the Kool-Aid a little bit and knew that she was a face that I'd like to see on the show, not even from a personal perspective, but just, I think, such a community ad that she's working on.
Yeah.
So to bring her on was really cool.
That was really cool and so informative. I mean, I remember she sat down and I was like, I have so many questions because I didn't know the scope. I learned a lot on that episode. If you're interested in learning about Friends of BERT, you should definitely check it out because she has so, I mean, we kind of drilled her with some questions. She did a great job with navigating some of our tough questions. I was also so shocked meeting her. She's very soft-spoken, but has a strong presence, and she's extremely tall and fit.
Yeah.
And had an interesting perspective of having an active lifestyle in Southwest Florida. So I'm fully behind the project. I know they're going through some hurdles. I've got a listing in the Vines right now, Estero Country Club, where the tracks run through. Donnie's grandma. And I know that community doesn't want to sell or doesn't want to agree to do it. I don't know the latest on it, but of course things like this happen where we're trying to innovate and renovate, and there's going to be some drawback, but there's a lot of people involved with trying to find the solution so that we can have a safe trail that takes you north to south, south to north, and make it in a fun way. Yeah.
I mean, if you've ever been through downtown Bonita, you've seen a large portion of it is cyclists. It's people on bikes. Yeah. That's how they're getting around, and myself included. But it's just like you'll see people commuting on Old 41 going south to Naples, and it's so dangerous. There's no shoulder, and people are going 65 if they can, depending on traffic. So yeah, it's a real safety issue, and it would be such a community ad. And speaking of community, it ties in even further because we have all these Bonita-owned businesses that are now backing it, including Zach Smith of Ceremony. So It really is very community driven, and that's why I'm such an advocate for it.
I agree, and I'm all for it. And I think when you're in Bonita and parts of Naples that will connect and parts of Estero, you see train tracks, especially downtown Bonita. You're probably parking somewhere and walking over them, and you're realizing this is not wasted space, but it could be something great. And with all of the development, especially in downtown Bonita, with Imperial 41, we're already going to deal with a pedestrian issue and
it's already happening.
A parking issue. So if you can park somewhere and ride your bike or walk on a safe, well-lit, well-maintained trail.
1,000%.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's coming.
And just to put a little button on the end of that is you can become a friend of BERT and donate via their website. And what that donation does is not necessarily to help purchase this $1 billion rail corridor. It's not $1 billion, but it feels like it. It's not for that. What it is so that they can A, do the work that they're doing now, but B, have a fund so that once the rail trail is built, they can maintain it and it can constantly be kept up with and not just, all right, we built it and see you later type of thing. So when you're becoming a friend of BERT, you're basically saying, I'm making an annual donation, and it can be $5. Like it can be as low as that, to just say, yep, community wants it.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're saying.
I love it.
Yeah.
Check out that episode. Then we had friends of ours and also commercial real estate agents, Brian Flores and Peter Warwick Marsh. I personally, I got to say, that episode, I had so much fun. It's a treat to be able to sit down with friends.
Yeah.
of Bert or otherwise.
Yeah, right.
And just like shoot the shit and talk about how, Naples was or what's coming. I mean, these are young men who have made businesses, a name for themselves in Naples, but also grew up here. So we had an opportunity to kind of shoot that back and forth. I've known Peter a very long time. Our dads were friends back in the day. His dad sold pianos and my dad purchased a piano from him and they became, so it was just
Crazy.
Yeah, it was a really full circle moment, but they also, that was funny that I would ask questions about commercial real estate because it's a very different world than residential.
For sure.
And they'd be like, well, we can't say, they would just kind of keep, that was the ongoing joke. Like, we can't talk about it.
Yeah.
So we ended up talking about so many other things that were relating to the community. And I found that just like such a beautiful turn of events that happened.
Yeah. Because they have so much to say. And also, both have Brookside Beer Market going on. So it's like there's so many community focused events around that. So even though that they were under the NDA kind of,
right,
umbrella, they could still talk about many things that happened throughout the community. And Peter, actually a cyclist as well. So he has some stories about that.
Yeah. He's super involved with Gulf Coast Runners. I mean, he's at a lot of the races that we talked about with Mitch, and we'll touch on that in a little bit. But a ton of great things in that episode. We talked about restaurants and we posted a clip that Jay edited and it did really well. It was shared a lot, which we love because we get to see the feedback of our audience, all of you, to see like who agreed with that, who had a different restaurant to add. And there was restaurants brought up in those comments that I was like, I'm not even sure I knew that was a thing,
right.
So it was a good way to just engage and interact with one another.
Yeah, he mentioned some that were in the design district and then another one in Golden Gate as well that he has a favorite dish at. So we'll put that in there. I forgot to pull it. Forgot to pull them, but
that's a great clip.
It's a great clip.
My favorite thing right now is the ceviche tostada at La Sierra Mexican restaurant. It's in Golden Gate. I love Golden Gate.
Yeah, we touched on Flora and Fauna, which is Brian's wife's, Allison's floral company. She does hand-designed floral arrangements of any variety, any size.
Beautiful.
And she actually delivers in town. So I had one sent to a referral client and she called me like in tears. Like, this made my day. Just like that unexpected gift that's been hand-delivered. It's just, and Allison's such a sweet, like gentle, calming soul.
Oh, yeah.
And her shop is just like, if you need just like a woosah moment, go to her shop and check it out.
Yeah, they have a champagne tasting going on in there too if you're into the bubbles. But this episode will definitely drop before Valentine's Day. Huge floral holiday. So if you need any kind of floral arrangements, Allison's your gal.
Yes, Allison. Now Flores. I almost said Keevan. All right. And then it was like we shifted to fall and everything. All of a sudden, we've got Halloween stuff. We've got Thanksgiving coming up, the holidays. We kind of got this huge wave of none other than Mike and Emily Clevenger of Farmer Mike's You Pick. Like, what a staple.
Yeah, that came at the exact right time. I was so stoked to have them on there, my previous employer. So
that's right.
So cool to kind of that another full circle moment of like, this is where my Southwest Florida journey kind of began post-COVID. And just to have them on to speak on, how they've grown over the, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 decades that they've been open. I don't know. And then as well as grown their business around the fall season. Yeah. Yeah, because they have what they call Fall Fest. I don't know what it had an actual name, but I just knew that if you ever Google like what should I do in Southwest Florida during fall, especially us coming from the north, we're like used to all these fall activities. There's the pumpkin patch, there's the apple picking, there's the hot cider and whatever. Like there's stuff to do for fall. And when you live in Southwest Florida for the first time, you go, ooh, it's real hot. I'm not putting on a flannel. Yeah. But there's still stuff to do. And Farmer Mike's is patient zero for that.
Oh, yeah. And I don't think we ever posted this clip on Instagram, which I will, hopefully in conjunction with this. But we went through the different local restaurants and suppliers who they supply their fruits and vegetables, and I don't think we ever put that out.
I put it out on TikTok.
Okay.
And what I will say is that, it might have been Instagram too, the community got a little confused, and I'll just want to nip this in the bud. when we posted that clip, none of you people are probably watching, but when we posted that clip, a bunch of commenters were like, oh, these are the most basic spots possible. And our intention was we're going to say the most known places possible in which they supply. Because people thought we were shouting out restaurants, which is not necessarily true. We were shouting out the restaurants in which they supply. So I just wanted to correct that real quick. Like, they definitely have many, many more clients throughout the Southwest Florida region, not necessarily just the big names, but we thought y'all would know.
Yes, but it's so amazing when you have a familiar restaurant that 9 out of 10 people are going to at least have heard of.
Right.
And be like, oh yeah, and the people that supplies their fruits and veggies are right down the street.
Just so you know.
I mean, everyone's into local, locally sourced. So those are your folks. And then, of course, we talked about the haunted corn maze, which shortly after we went, it was like their first weekend when we filmed. That was awesome. I had never been. I was pretty scared. I'm not gonna lie.
What was that like, Natalie? Tell us a little bit about that.
Have you not been?
So I have been, but I wasn't with you guys for that experience.
I was scared. I didn't know. This sounds so bad. I thought for sure I would have, like, maybe there'd be like a little beer tent or like a little cocktail to kind of like ease my nerves, because I do get scared easily, or I get hyper and then I just kind of start. So I was sober.
Okay.
Which was great actually, because I got to feel my feelings.
All the feelings.
But it was fun. It was a little scary. It was also like, I kind of laugh when I get scared. So I'm trying to remember the feeling in my body, but I was very impressed by going out there. I did not feel like I was in Southwest Florida. I felt like I was in a different place, which was kind of scary. And they had a combination of all the different sets that they had built in the past. So like one year I think they did exclusively Stranger Things, and one year they did exclusively this. So this past year they did a mix of their favorite sets, which was really cool because you kind of entered, a different, what felt like, I don't know,
the
scary
upside down
movie, like the upside down. Yeah. There was a school bus in one of the scenes, and it had a fog machine. So it just felt, and you had to walk through it, and it was like, we were getting scared.
Nice.
Yeah. It was awesome. And it was a perfect length of time. It was probably like 25, 30 minutes at most, like walking, not even maybe start to finish. I think any longer I would have been like, okay, get me out of here.
That's enough. Yeah.
But it's great because then you went back to the fun little, festival, pick your pumpkin, get a coffee, like
on the come down.
Yeah. It was nice to have that option instead of just like, I guess we have to get in the car and go home now. Like,
I want to go home and watch Friends to feel better. Yeah.
But they were hilarious too as a couple.
Oh my gosh.
I was laughing so hard that entire episode.
It's hilarious because when I worked for Mike, he's very stoic at work. And he's the leader. He's the big dog on the farm. So like people respect him and I respected him. I still respect him, but it's just so funny to see him out of that environment and how fun he is.
Yeah.
He talked a lot about, how it all came to be. And I actually have a clip here of kind of the origin story of how he went about doing this. So let's take a listen to this.
This idea started 11 years ago, and I went to my father and I said, hey, I see that these corn mazes are super popular up north. I'd love to try one in South Florida. What do you think? He's like, it's not going to work. You can't grow corn. You can't grow pumpkins. Like, you definitely can't grow down here in that period of time. So what are you thinking? I'm like, no, but I think you can. He's like, we're not doing it. I'm like, no, I think we're going to do it. Like, let's give it a shot. Let's just try it one time. So I went off on a whim and we found a 10-acre field, and I went out there and planted a ton of corn. It was the most stressful 6 weeks of my life because the corn wasn't growing. The way we were growing, it was the first time we went out and grown it this way. It had rained a lot, and because of that, it was slowing the corn down. At this point, we have our wedding coming up in 2 weeks. So we're like 2 days out from going down to the Keys to get married, and the corn's like up to my knees.
All of a sudden.
And it's got literally 2 weeks to get 6 or 7 feet tall. We just got super lucky. Hurricane Michael, I believe.
There was a hurricane. I don't remember the name.
Came through when we went down to the Keys. And when it came, it was relevant because it was so big, it sucked the moisture out. And when it sucked the moisture out of the air in the entire area, we had no rain for like 3 weeks. We come back and the corn's now 6 feet tall. Like, out of nowhere.
Wow.
So
that's
something
amazing.
you would never consider.
we then spend 3 days nonstop in the corn, getting it all ready. Boom, we opened. We didn't make any money, right? But we grew corn and we had a corn maze.
Hey.
And there was attendance. People liked it. So that was proof of concept. That was year one. This idea started 11 years.
So yeah, proof of concept, and here we are.
And I had I'll never forget that. I had misinterpreted him because he said the corn was up to my knees, and I'm thinking like, okay, guys, like I'm from Florida. I don't know what corn looks like. No, I've seen it, but I'm like, oh, that's so tall. And he's like, no, it needs to be like a maze, like, you know. So it 11, just grew very quickly, and they got lucky. But I think that formula that they figured out eventually, because now, I mean, if you live here and you have kids or you don't, you've definitely been to Farmer Mike's corn maze right here in Bonita. That was a great one. We then had Mike's cousin, who's a good friend of ours, Donnie Keller, the owner of Ionic Fitness, the gym that we both go to. Huge staple here in Southwest Florida, in my opinion. But Donnie was great. That was the first episode, I think. Right? That was the first sit down.
That
with
same
us.
day, yeah. So I was with Mike and Emily, and then Donnie as well, which is selfishly those are two of my contacts, right? People that I've known since I began living in Southwest Florida. And so it was really fun to bring both of them on the same day, because Donnie also got to watch his cousins, film the show. And I interviewed my parents a little while ago, and you know, you think you know everybody super well if you're with them for a long time, but everybody's got little nuggets that if you just ask the right questions, they're going to come out. And I think Donnie had plenty that I still had never heard.
Oh my gosh, I was amazed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know Donnie, you've known him longer, you probably know him better, but it's one of those things, you see somebody 5 days a week, you know, at the gym, you know, Robbie and him golf together. Like, I feel like, and he's such a welcoming guy that you feel like you know him when you meet him.
Right.
And then we sat him down, and he had all these stories and almost even like a different demeanor. It's just, he had a different, it like opened my eyes to his whole story and like his purpose here and his goals. And he's so involved in the community, and everything he's got going on with Wilson's Fit Futures, I think, is just incredible. Definitely take a look at that. If you have kids and you want them to get active or have a place for them to work out and have a positive environment, definitely worth checking out.
Yeah. I mean, we're both advocates for that as well. You know, anybody that's connected with the gym knows the value of physical fitness and health. And so, you know, Michelle Obama is the number one lady who was like, America has a problem in our youth. And you know, it's been a long time coming where we need to, you know, make sure that our children are healthy. And so the fact that there's something locally going on to make children, you know, take an interest in health, and the parents that are, you know, investing in this it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
I think another thing that's important to note about Donnie and having him on and learning a little bit more about him personally is that I think a lot of us have this misconception that our trainers are superheroes. Like when you walk into the gym and you see somebody who's so physically fit and beautiful and whatever and confident, you go, well, that's just a different type of human. That's not what I can be. And in reality, like, yes, they are very confident. Yes, they are beautiful, but they struggle with the same stuff we struggle with. You know, like I always try to tell people about, shout out to Coach Herbert, because Herbert is like, he looks like a superhero. We often call him like
literally
Captain America, Black Panther. Like he is like a hunk. And you think, okay, this guy will never eat a piece of cake. Right. But I've seen the dude eat a whole sleeve of Oreos. Sorry to blow up your spot, Herbert, but I've seen him do that. And, you know, and everybody struggles with something at some time. So like, you know, Donnie is the same way of like, he had some personal battles that he had to overcome, especially post-COVID. And so getting a little insight as to what your trainer goes through, it makes them a little bit more human and makes you remember that we're all just doing our best out here.
Yeah. And eat a sleeve of Oreos, have some struggles. You're not a bad person.
Yeah.
You're probably going to do it again.
Yeah.
I know I do. Get to the gym and be around positive people so you can get your mind off of the other crap going on in your life.
Yeah.
I mean, working through it. I could go on and on about Donnie's episode because I really enjoyed having him in the space, us both knowing him pretty well, and the fitness community in Southwest Florida in general does a very good job. There are so many well-known, well-liked gym owners in our area. We are so blessed. If, you know, it's one of those things like you could have a great gym and it's maybe just too far from your house and there's something closer. You have so many options here with boutique fitness, with trainers who actually give a damn. You're not going to walk into an overpacked class. There's a capacity. I mean, that's all so important to me. And if you're in the Bonita Springs area and you want to check out Ionic Fitness, if you're a CrossFit person, or if you're not, because I wasn't.
Yeah.
We have EvoFit upstairs. We have just a community of people.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. Ultimately, like I said, everybody's just trying to do their best and not be overweight, but or be healthy. Be healthy. That's what it's really about. Be healthy. But wherever you happen to live, if it's South Naples, if it's Bonita, find that community, and it already exists. You just got to find it.
Yeah. Getting uncomfortable physically helps us navigate uncomfortability the rest of the time.
Yeah. I wanted
as I pick my dry skin from the rig. Hand.
I wanted to share his just to finish this off. I wanted to share his clip of like a pretty resolving story from that post-COVID battle.
19, the gym was taking off. We're getting more members. I'm starting to finally make money because now I'm not paying off other owners because we did that. I felt like I did that for like 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
When that was all done, I was like, all right, the gym's doing better. I can start taking a salary now. Started doing really well. Started making more money.
Yeah. I'm going to say the vid.
Gone.
Yep. Yeah.
All of it taken. Man, I'm telling you, I wanted to quit 17 times a day for an entire year. But the thing that I learned from it was my dad. He would tell me, we won't quit today. We'll quit tomorrow. Yeah. You're allowed to quit, but we'll do it tomorrow.
Perfect.
Today, let's get through today. I was like, all right. So we got through today. Tomorrow would happen. He's like, you going to quit today? I was like, no, we'll be good. We'll quit tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
I
then
love
it
that.
turned the next day and the next day. And then I was like, Dad, I'm quitting today. He's like, no, you're not. Let's get through today. We'll do whatever we need to. He's like, I'll pull a mortgage on the house. I'll do whatever I need to help you. I want this to succeed for you. Because at this point, I'm like 5 years, 6 years deep, 6 years from 2014 to 2020. He's like, I'll do whatever to help you because I know that you really want this. Never, thankfully, had to pull any money. Nothing. He didn't have to do anything to help me besides verbally say, we'll quit tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's quit tomorrow. And eventually, quitting tomorrow never happened.
I love it.
It's wonderful.
Love it. What an awesome Don, his dad. I don't know him well, but what an awesome, like a gift to have parents that are so supportive, or mentors, however you want to call it. It's like leaning on advice like that to get you through. I mean, like you said, all he said was words and it helped.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll probably have him on again, or who knows? Who knows? He's super involved in all the Bonita stuff too. Well, then we hit Halloween. I feel like we did a lot around Halloween. We threw in a bonus episode with just you and I, which was a blast.
A ton of fun.
We dressed up. We had a costume change mid-episode.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was great. And great clips from it too. I mean, if you watch the Instagram or the TikTok, you'll see some great clips from it. Just debating candies and
talking about like neighborhoods in town and where you might want to trick or treat, different traditions we both had. You pulled some stuff up on the screen and showed photos, and then we did our outfit change, and oh my gosh, that was just hilarious. That was a fun episode.
If you want a little bit of insight as to the silliness and acting background that Natalie and I both have, go take a look at that episode, because that episode's got some of that more personality in it than we normally get to share because we have a guest to highlight.
Yes. And anyone who's just listening to the podcast, if you're a listener, fabulous, keep listening. But if you ever want to engage with our YouTube page, we are a video podcast. So it's sometimes fun to see us interact with our guests, and obviously when we change costumes and we're performing, that's fun to watch. So check out our YouTube page too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fun app.
Then we had Mitch Norgart, the president of Gulf Coast Runners, which has been around for a very long time. He does he puts together the Thanksgiving 5K. So we were up against, it was like beginning of November when we had filmed with him. We were trying to talk about the race and talk about that tradition, and it kind of led to a bigger, and I thought that was a very special episode as well. Just he touched on how running, yes, it's a fitness thing, but it's really a way to kind of heal your mind in a sense of calming down. He dealt with a lot of ADHD, and that's his dad told him to go run around, and it helped him focus. And then later on in life, it brought him to community, which is ultimately like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
It's like, I get to drink beer with my friends and run.
If you've ever ran for more than a mile, you've probably experienced what we all call runner's high. Yeah. And that's a kind of a feeling that everybody that's ran in the past chases again, because you get this endorphin rush, this adrenaline rush that like, wow, I can do hard things. Because contrary to popular belief, I'm going to say this for everybody, running sucks. We all know. And even if you're an ultra marathon runner and you can run for 60 miles straight, it sucks. But it teaches you so many things, about yourself. And I think that's the constant through line between all of us, is that like there's mental struggle in there that you have to overcome. Natalie, shout out Natalie, just finished the Naples half, which we got to talk about on that episode with Mitch, because Gulf Coast Runners puts it on.
Yeah. And it's the premier event, the Naples Half Marathon, which we learned. The Thanksgiving 5K has 5,000 people. I mean, it's the largest event. They put on different races throughout the year. You can check out gulfcoastrunners.com. You can sign up for races. I'm so pissed, that the Picayune, the 10-mile Picayune trail run.
Tell them, Nat.
It's sold out.
Oh, no.
And I'm kicking myself because last year I did the half and I did the 10-mile, and they were about 3 weeks apart. So it was perfect. You've been training, you feel good, you can do it. And you're like, a trail run, how fun. So I did it. And then last night I went on like, oh shit, I got to sign up for the Pic 10. Sold out. It's a great event. It happens in the Picayune, which is not far from here, but on the way to the Everglades. And there's live music after. It's like a cookout. You can bring your cooler and do a tailgate, and you run through the woods essentially. Peter Warwick Marsh gave me a beer last year on mile 6. I'm like, thanks, dude.
On mile 6?
Like, it's very a casual thing, but it's, yeah. I didn't have one, but I'm pretty sure Robbie did.
Yeah.
Anyway, great race. They have a ton of great events. Another way to meet people in the community of any variety. And what you said about running, I agree. It teaches you more about yourself. Yeah. 4 out of 5 runs for me suck. They suck. It's 1 out of 5. I'm like, oh, that was a good run.
Yeah.
But it's the hours after the run that really put me in a different headspace. And during the run, you're like, this sucks. It's uncomfortable. I still have X amount of miles to do. And then you finish and you're like, did I keep going?
Yeah.
I did. Okay. What can I do tomorrow? It's like this, but it's great.
Yeah, that's why people that are into running are dubbed as sick, because for that same reason, it's like you finished, that was awful. How many could I do it worse tomorrow? Like,
I feel the same way about a 12-minute AMRAP at the gym though. I'm like, that was terrible.
Yeah.
I never want to do something like that again. And then it's like,
it's like a CrossFitism. That was awful. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, totally. But Mitch Norgart, such an amazing guy, very, very involved in the community, has On the Run, Naples On the Run, which is a shoe store, a running store. They sell apparel as well, but they're right there on 10th Street North in Naples. Go check them out for Specialized, the best running shoes you'll find. You won't find Dick's, I guess, sporting goods, but
he also said something pretty controversial. I don't know if you remember him touching on this. He said that Nike is probably the worst running shoe. Oh yeah. Of the big,
Is that controversial?
I think so. I think a lot of people, especially that aren't really into running, would say, "Oh yeah, Nike's the best." Not for running, babe.
No, Nike. I've never liked Nike for running. I like it for fashion, and some of their Metcons aren't bad.
Yeah.
They're too narrow for my foot for running. Shin splints all day.
Shin splints all day. Same sister.
Yeah. And then we ended 2025 with an amazing guest. One of my favorite episodes, Zach Smith with Ceremony Brewing. Jay, you were connected to him and brought him in, and I'm just still processing all that he's doing for the community.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's, I mean, some of these connections are accidental and some of these are super intentional. And Zach Smith for me was intentional. Like I saw what he was doing, especially, through Bert, and just through Ceremony in general. And the things that I had heard were good things. And I was just like, I gotta get connected with this dude. I want to support him in a different way. And so reaching out for the show was one way to do that. And, I actually met up with him at the 40 Under 40. I was there filming for a different client of mine, and he had received the award for 40 Under 40 for Gulf Shore Business. And I saw him there. Of course, his head towers over most of the folks there because he's a tall fella.
He's very tall.
And his beautiful wife, Natalie, was also with him, and just got to chatting with them. And, you know, I mentioned their various events. And this is kind of, I think, where I was like, oh, this person could be a friend, not just like a connection.
Yeah.
Is that we were chatting, and I, you know, kind of touched on their events. And then I said, yeah, you guys did a little Taylor Swift thing recently. And they go, yes. And I knew Natalie's eyes were going to light up because I was like, that's definitely Natalie's idea. But Zach he's an emo guy. He's a metal guy, you know, like 90s punk, like he's that dude. And he was so thrilled with it. He had like all the albums memorized, and like, it's just so, like a big music fan, you know what I mean? And so it was just like, oh, like you're so cool. You're not judgy. You're like, you're a cool dude. And that's exactly what ceremony is, you know, and has been. Like, we're not here to judge you. We're not here to throw this, you know, fake facade of like beautiful Southwest Florida richness. Like, we want a good, solid community that just includes everybody.
Totally. Like, come as you are. And ceremony, the spot, you know, downtown Bonita, is, you walk in and it feels that way. I mean, if you talk to anyone in there, they're like, hey, come on over. I mean, you might have all kinds in there, and it's just the best. But I think Zach is instrumental in Southwest Florida's process. I mean, he's from Naples and has ties there and has his business in downtown Bonita. And I don't think it would be anything that it is right now or going to become without his efforts, among many others in our community. But it's amazing to see. I ran into him at Sauna House after we did our episode. And I mean, I was only with him for an hour while we filmed, and I felt like, I'm like, I can breathe. Like, I have a friend here.
There's my friend Zach.
Yeah. And I just love that. Yeah. Super grateful to have him on. Actually,
just so happens that I have a book here by Seth Godin called Linchpin, and it's basically describing exactly the type of person that Zach is. It's a linchpin is a device in many machines that basically is so small and probably least cost effective, but if you take that linchpin away, the machine falls apart. And that's what I feel is a Zach Smith, because Zach is just so like plugged into the community and does these major things. My favorite events by far and away are these events that he's throwing in downtown Bonita that include all these local downtown businesses. And that's what I mean. I'm just like, if you take a Zach away or you bring a Zach in, that machine works way better. So
very good analogy, Jay. And I love that. I have to borrow that book.
Yeah, borrow that book.
Yeah.
Set deck right now.
I have to say, I'm the most impressed with anyone who does all these things and has a bunch going on. I mean, he's in the middle of a renovation right now on top of, I mean, he's not making any money right now because they're closed. They're open on the weekends. But anyway, he has a shit ton going on. And every time I see him, it's like he calms me down.
Very
and I'm like,
naturally
how?
Calm energy, yeah.
Yeah, very. So that was such a treat to have that in the studio. You know, and shout out to every single guest we've mentioned.
Yeah.
Like, the energy was just, we got very, very lucky with our guests. And I hope that continues, because I don't know, like we're just here facilitating the conversation, and we're getting all these amazing individuals sharing their stories. I'm so excited for what's to come.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what we're looking forward to, right? And that's why we do the show, is just individuals like that we can now go into the community and feel like there's another friend. There's another person that is having a success story that we get to witness in real time, and in some small part, be a part of it. You know?
Yes. And hopefully it motivates us and everyone listening to be that little change in your community and, you know, go meet people in Southwest Florida and connect, because we have to. I mean, all these people, by the way, most likely know one another. And so I always say Naples is a big, small town.
Yeah. And now they all have one thing in common. They've been guests on this show.
Yeah.
So that's something they have in common they can talk about when they see each other out in the world.
Yeah, we should probably do like a client, a client event that's like my real estate hat on.
Yeah.
But like a
guest, yeah,
collaboration community event
100%.
With some of our VIPs or some of our guests or some of the people that have helped shape the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if you think we should do that and who we should invite.
Hey, who wants to be invited?
Yeah. But, well, I mean, we had 18 episodes in 2025, and we've covered all of them between this episode and the part 1 episode. So check that out. we would love your feedback. We would love if you share the show with anyone in Southwest Florida or someone you know who might be visiting.
Yeah, and/or moving. I know
and/or
we're getting
moving.
New people all the time. Shout out to Natalie.
Yeah, shout out to me. But thank you so much for listening and being a part of our journey. And we're really excited for 2026. Gonna have some intentional episodes that hopefully benefit everybody who listens.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys.
All right. See you next time.